Let's maybe quickly get the time playing and just see how that affects our rating among the guests and our just overall guest happiness. 21% education. Is that going up at all? Oh my god. Ah! You've got to be joking, mate. I do something and then just the wildebeest jump across the... Mate. Seriously. Do you mind getting back into your habitat? Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Planet Zoo with me, Spacefish, and welcome to beautiful Maple Leaf Wildlife Park, where in the last episode we actually finally took care of reaching our silver target, getting the second species into this very habitat and checking off that last goal that was missing for us out here. So we've now got some happy antelopes flying around alongside these wildebeests that we have got going on in this habitat, and we have got that checked off. Now, we do still have a good bit to go, though, on this campaign mission. As you can see, we've still got 2 more habitat species to add to the zoo, and another 2 exhibit species, as well as earning a yearly profit of $10,000. And that one, you know, it seems kind of further out of reach than ever, because... well, I mean, we're not really making much of any money at all, admittedly. We really are struggling to stay on top of our finances. We had a few episodes now where we've really kind of worked somewhat nicely on financial issues, you know, on people not coming to the zoo, on protesters and everything in between, and we fixed things and we advertised the zoo and everything, and we got things back in line, and then things went wrong again, so... it feels like this never-ending challenge of trying to get things right, but it's just not quite getting there. So, we'll try and first and foremost look at that today. We'll try and fix our financials some more, see where it makes sense to have that many employees that we have, where we can maybe cut down, where we maybe need to advertise more, if we need to do something in terms of prices, and so on. So we'll have quite a bit to take care in terms of the financials. I'm not sure we're going to be doing the entire thing there today, though, because I would also like to get going on some of these other tasks and, you know, just give us all some variety in the gameplay. So we may just split those off kind of between each other in the next few episodes and just go for bits here and there, just like, you know, every little bit at a time. So that's the plan, but just quickly before we get started on that, if you're new around here and if you do happen to enjoy this episode, please make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean the absolute world to me. Very much. Would love to hit 1,000 subscribers currently, and every single person just truly helps out a ton with that. So thank you so much if you did that. And without further ado, let's get right into the job here with that little guy just grabbing himself a dumbbell again and running around through the entire habitat with that on. So, with that out of the way then, let us first things first turn an eye towards finances. Because this is really the crucial part that, I don't know, I mean, we've got some good income. You've got to say that, right? We made nearly 50 grand last year, but on that income of 50 grand we made a profit of like 6, which, you know, isn't terrible considering that we're supposed to get 10, to be honest. But then you see this for this year, it's not really getting better, is it? So I mean, you've kind of, I suppose, also got to keep in mind, no, you don't even have to keep in mind that we've got purchases. We've not even made huge investments into anything, have we? So it's literally just ongoing expenses versus income, and somehow everything kind of tanked like crazy, especially the donations. And I'm not quite sure where exactly that one stems from. Because, I mean, we're in August at this point, and we're like 12k below the last year's total. So, like, 2/3 of the year have passed, and we're not even at half the donations. So that's a bigger factor, I would say, tanking our total income a bit. Otherwise, well, I mean, ticket sales look fine. Shop income looks pretty much on par. The only thing that's really an issue is donations. So we kind of need to find out why that is. It's not really like there's less donation boxes or something. We did have some fluctuations in the amount of people in here and in the zoo this year, and we did have a few animal protesters and stuff, so that is something to keep in mind. And we also have a transformer here that failed apparently, which means that some of our facilities are without power, which is not great. I mean, the zoo's low on cash in general. We also seem to have completed some vet research here for all the sable antelopes, which means we can actually make them a little happier now, which is always a good thing. And I think we are going to go then and reassign Mary here to the black wildebeest. 2 levels are enough for, yeah, education, toy enrichment and everything. So, you know, that should be good. And another thing I think that was also lacking in the zoo was education, which I guess has an effect in the end on our rating, and you know, the better the rating, the more people we get, so that's a factor. But in terms of ongoing expenses then, we've still got a lot of staff expenses. We do have loan repayments going on. A lot lower. Why do we have any loan repayments at all? Can we... Can anyone tell me? I'm not too sure on that one, to be honest. Marketing makes sense. I mean, you know, we kind of need that to get more people in. Animal food, quite stable. Power cost, even a little lower, I guess, which is probably due to the failed transformer. Facility running costs, scenery. I mean, overall, it's really just... I mean, you've got to see on the one hand side, loan repayments aren't going to be gone this year, so that's good. But, like, staff wages are really painful, not gonna lie. That said, it's really not that bad, is it? It really doesn't feel like it is that bad. It's really just the donations lacking. Would we be at, like, 12k here in terms of donations? We would at least be positive for the year, right? And, I mean, cash flows, like... Well, it's even better because we kind of sold some animals, right? So that's really not sustainable. Now, looking at the rest here, if we've got, I mean, loans are pretty much 0, right? Animal food, well, I don't know. This is over quarters. I would really more like the last 2 years. And then we can maybe just kind of look at things a bit more in detail. So, let's go and get rid of just about everything for now so we can have a little bit more of an overview. So, power costs quite stable, which is fine. We've got shops and facilities, which are actually making a lot less money. Well, I mean, Q3 is not really over, so I mean, that's a factor. So that's fine. Donations, though, you can actually see the steady decline, which is crazy. Anything else, I mean, animal food is quite fluctuative, which is fine. And total profit, you can see, is not even that correlated to the donations, it feels like. I mean, yeah, the donations are going down, but not that crazily. Do we have anything else that changed here? Not really. I mean, the thing is that the staff wages are kind of off the chart. So that doesn't help, and I don't seem to be able to change that. No, I mean, otherwise, it's kind of... I don't know. Donations are the thing to look at for the time being, I guess. And I'm not quite sure where that one comes from. Maybe it was really the animal protesters. If we look at the graph here... Well, I mean, the donations seem to have steadily declined over, like, a few quarters. So, let's maybe see how our rating developed in that time. Or in general, how that was... So, I mean, first things first, education rating is, like, very bad, which I'm really concerned about, because we do have a lot of education boards and stuff, so I'm a bit confused about that one, not gonna lie. Animal rating and all is decent. Conservation rating, I'm not even sure what that tells us, to be honest. Marketing, you know, is getting better. Guest happiness, and guest happiness is something that I want to touch on, because the happier the guests in the end, And we're only at 51%. The happier the guests, the better the more donations are going to flow in the end. So let's go and look at that statistic. 50% think that the zoo feels pretty small. I mean, if you don't go all the way to the end, it does feel quite small, doesn't it? See, I mean, maybe we need to get some sort of transport mechanism going. The thing is, we don't really have the money that we would need to invest in that. Toilet blocks free, they're happy. Still the protester stuff. All the protesters were gone, weren't they? And then, other than that, I mean, overall, you know, energy, hunger, thirst, toilet, all good. Education. It's always the education somehow. So, let me maybe look. Isn't there like an education coverage? Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, first things first, we maybe need to see if all these are actually set to the appropriate animals. There also is a lack of education coverage right there on those animals. And we could maybe also get some education going on the exhibits, I guess. That's something we haven't really done yet. And then these we need to configure. That's definitely more than wrong. Now, what we can kind of do here, I guess, is we can also somewhat mix things between the wildebeest and the antelopes, now that we've got both in there. And then the range of the speakers we will adjust in just a second. Other than that, I'm not really sure, admittedly, how much more we can kind of push things here in terms of education. Like, is there anything else that we could use? Any sort of tools or something that we're not using today that would improve our educational coverage for guests, maybe? I don't know. If you know, let me know down below in the comments. Would certainly be interested in that. For the time being, I mean, we'll definitely go and increase all the ranges of these speakers to make sure the speaker coverage is a bit better. And a lot more guests are hopefully going to get educated. And, well, that coverage should be a lot more sufficient out here. Now, other than that, I mean, all of these should be set to the appropriate educational contents. The question is, are these speakers too? Looks like it. Custom music. Oh, you can actually add your own music. And like ambience and stuff. That's quite cool. Well, let's go and check these out too. That's Timberwolves. This is Timberwolves. That's Timberwolves. This is Timberwolves. Then we've got some in here. It's all for the grizzly bears. And it's all nicely covered. And everyone's happy. And then we've got a big gap right there, which we need to fill. Got more grizzly bear right there. More grizzly bear right here. And that speaker's max volume. That's all working. All fine. All beautiful. All right. Cool. So what we are going to do... So we're going to get more educational stuff going in general, which... Where is that again? Here. Media devices and education. So, Conservation Education Board. I have got no clue what a Conservation Education Board even is, to be honest. And where in the world do I place that? Boom. I guess I can place that there. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to have to see what that one does in just a sec. There's actually a lot more things that we haven't even used yet, so... You know, we'll probably just throw some more things out there. For a start, I'm going to go place an educational speaker in the middle right here. And I would love to kind of go and place another educational stand here too. Boop. Maybe right next to the donation box, you know, hint hint. And there's a Habitat web camera. That sounds like quite the cool thing. Can we get like a free ads basically like that? It's interesting. We've got ambient speakers and stuff, which is all fine. I mean, in the end. Oh, we've got Vista points. Wait, so if I get a Vista point going, does that mean the people actually go for this to take photos? I had no idea. Maybe we should get that going here. Because, I mean, we do have these few viewpoints out here for the bears, so that's quite important, actually. to get that going then. I mean, we don't have anything else set in any other regions, but that one will definitely get going. I did not know that was a thing. We've got all the screens and everything, and we've got memorial plaques and stuff. And we've got an exhibit education board. Look at that. That is definitely something we want. So we'll go and place that right here. And we will go and place another one of these. Basically right there. Cool. And then what we can also do is just place educational speakers on top, I guess, of the exhibits that we've built here. And we can configure those in just a second. And that should give us more educational coverage, I hope. And then, I mean, with these webcams, I would actually... Animal talk seating. Wait. Oh. So we can get an animal talk point going. I guess this is something where we would have, like, keepers or someone go and talk about the animals. And then we've got this seating where people can actually sit down and listen and stuff. That is actually quite interesting. I will have to check out how that works. If you can get me any input on how this animal talk stuff works and how and where you need to set it up, please let me know down below in the comments. Would also greatly appreciate that. We will maybe just get a little webcam going here. Facing into... Oh no, never mind. We don't have money. We're poor. Yep, we're poor. Okay, we will not get the webcam going just yet. But what we did get going then is, first things first, these viewpoints. I don't know if these need to be configured in any way, shape, or form. Select a scenery or building piece to be the focus point for guests at this point, or select a habitat to promote nearby existing habitat viewpoints. Habitat 3. Boom. Okay, so this basically promotes a viewpoint so that people know, you know, I can go here, this will be a viewpoint for me to photograph all the cool bears, and they will go there to take their pictures, which is cool. I didn't know that was a thing, and hopefully, maybe that'll get more people to come up here. I would love that. And I would love to see people actually using this stuff. Now, you know, actually getting up here is still a bit of an issue. We would actually really kind of need some sort of way to move people up here a bit more easily so they don't have to run all the way up here, but we're just a little too poor for that currently. And I mean, it would be also on top maintenance costs that we can't really bear currently, so it's all a bit tough. Anyways, we're going to set the educational board and the educational speaker to the grizzly bears, and I mean, this one here can really go like all the way to the max to have some nice coverage going on here. And well, that's that. That's a lot of education going on right there. Then we've got this stuff right here, which, let me see who actually lives here. These were rattlesnakes that we had going on. So this will be an exhibit education board right there, and we will get a West Diamond Rattlesnake speaker going. Kind of extend that a good bit. We need to keep in mind that we do have another speaker up here that needs to be configured, which is for the froggies. So let's go and get that one configured too, and see just at which point we get near an overlap. So something like that, totally fine in my mind. Actually, I think we're going to lower that to 18 and raise the range of that one a bit, because otherwise, you know, it's quite short in range in this one. Everybody that goes by gets nicely covered with some beautiful education, just like slapped in their face, like, come take the education. Don't have a choice, and there we go. That is another exhibit board also configured, and well, quite decent in terms of coverage. Now, what I do maybe want to do, we need to see just if that works out, but I mean, another $100, mate. I don't like that this is not standing out in the open, to be honest. That was not really the plan. I mean, what we can do, honestly, let's do it like this. We're going to configure this to tell people about the Wildebeest, I guess. And then we're going to go move this right slap bang in the middle of the other speakers. A little below. Configure the range once. And then this speaker shall be here forever from now on out. Because, I mean, I will probably never ever be able to click that again. Actually, I am if I go into the overview, but who really knows if I will remember whenever we get back to it in a bajillion years' time, right? But that is a lot more education going. Let's maybe quickly get the time playing and just see how that affects our rating among the guests and our just overall guest happiness. 21% education. Is that going up at all? Oh my god. Ah! You've got to be joking, mate. I do something and then just the wildebeest jump across the... Mate. Seriously. Do you mind getting back into your habitat? I already had to raise the flippin' wall for the ants. I mean, I guess this one's not about raising the wall. It's more about a freaking entire wall missing. See, now that is a bit of an issue. What happened here? Oh my god. Did we miss that, like... Where's the... Did we miss that the antelope... not the antelope, the wildebeest actually need a stronger habitat wall or something? What in the world, mate? What in the world? Where the wildebeest at? Is it like black wildebeest? Yeah. Oh my god, I'm telling you. Grade 2. I mean, the barrier is at 90%, right? What grade is a wood barrier? 3! Oh, you've got to be joking. Where did the flippin' barrier go? I don't even know. The barrier's definitely strong enough. I am so confused. It's like 2 elements of barrier missing as well. Well, we did at least instantly close it off again, but like... Do you mind telling me what happened there? That makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, the barrier is definitely strong enough. We've even got chain link fence. Well, no, we don't have chain link fence anymore back here, but... I am so confused. This is like another... This is another block in our way, you know? It's there's always got to be something happening, isn't it? Like, I don't even know what to say about this one. There's always got to be some sort of something happening. Now, I mean, you know, thing is gonna get captured, and then we're hopefully all gonna be fine. But in the meanwhile, is he gonna get captured? Can somebody please come? Take care of him. Thank you. Boop. And floop. And there we go. And now we lost like 150 guests due to that incident. I am so annoyed at this. Why does something like this keep happening to us? We're like trying so hard. At least guest happiness is going up again. They're at 57%, which is good. The protesters thing is slowly going away because there is no more protesters unless they came back, which I guess you never know. And we also still have not got the freaking toilet block repaired a month after I actually called someone. No, and not toilet block, the power thingy. And actually it seemed it just got taken care of, I guess. Not sure by who, because he doesn't seem to be around here, but, nope, still broken down, never mind. Mechanic urgently requested. The thing that I have to say I am quite annoyed about is we've got a huge ton of employees at this point. Like, literally a metric ton of employees. Just, like, costing us the world. And there is never someone available to do the stuff that we need them to do. I'm absolutely flabbergasted by that. I mean, what do we have here? Work Zone 1, Work Zone 3, Work Zone 2. So, where is the map of Work Zones? Work Zone 3. Okay, beautiful. So the one mechanic that's supposed to work on it is taking a nap currently, and he's not even taking the nap yet. Oh, mechanic research is done. Cool. Souvenir shops. That should hopefully add some money for us in the end. Level 3 mechanic. Wow. Wait. Is that like... Ah, I see. So one Work Zone 1 and the Work Zone 2 person is also level 3, it seems. Work Zone 3 is a little more useless, though. So let's maybe... Should we level? I mean, it's gonna raise our cost even more. I don't know. I really don't. Let's go to mechanic research though. We're gonna go and grab one of the people from Zone 1, I guess. I'm just gonna grab Aida here for the future research endeavors. And what do we really want? Could you barriers? I mean, the themes and everything, I think we're gonna explore in our own zoo at the end, right? But drink shops and stuff would give us even more ways to make money. Transport rides could be interesting in terms of getting like maybe some sort of cable car thingy going up the hill. What do we have currently in terms of transportation? Where is the transportation stuff at? Oh, we do already have a gondola. Okay. So yeah, I guess we don't need that then. So I suppose we may as well just try our barriers. Maybe we can get something a little more sturdy finally. Let's do that. Cool. That is set up. And I think we took on the education issue a good bit. So let's see and hope if that does improve our financial standing now. I really hope so. Because in the end, I guess guest happiness just overall probably needs to rise to also get our donation amount to rise. And you can see that happiness is definitely going up. We've got the guest needs quite well covered, I hope, so that should be fine. And, well, most of the negative modifiers are going away. The umbrella part is actually an interesting one, because I'm not sure yet of the effects that weather have. Maybe we do need to get something going for people so they can, like, buy umbrellas or something and, you know, move through the park during rain, something like that. We will see about that in the next episode, and then I think it's time to just fast forward, see if things are working, and we'll probably go and continue with some exhibits just to get some more interesting species into the zoo, get some more points where people want to go, get even more visitors, and, you know, then we will go and head on to the habitat species 2. But for today, I'm going to end it off right here. I hope you all enjoyed the episode as usual. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button right down below for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as smashing that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, I'm going to end this off here for today. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope I'm going to catch you all in the next episode. Ciao.